If there is one self improvement tip that I have never implemented in my life, it is most probably gamify your habits, which essentially means turn your life into a game, turn your habits into a game, like having streaks, having a high score, and trying to beat it. I have never actually implemented that in my entire life. But today, I randomly got an idea about how I can implement this and make it connect with the JEE preparation and also benefit my backlog. The way I did it was by recording and tracking my progress. Now, that might seem very obvious, but there are the inner tactics that I used which actually even impress me till now. So, without further ado, I will just like to take you to my screen and show you what I did. Basically, what happened was today I was going through the entire day and I was making notes of mathematics, the chapter called straight line, and I just realized something. I have never actually tracked how I make notes or how much time it takes for me to make a single note. And by a single note, I mean one lecture completed from first to last. Because what happens is in our coaching, which is physics wala, they always give the PDF of the lecture which they are doing, and I'm sure it is done by each and every company. I saw the number of pages and I recorded the time it took me to do it. And so I made an Excel sheet, and let me show you the Excel sheet now. For 29th December 2012, as you can see, I have worked for 143 minutes. Now, I know it is very less compared to an average person, or I would say an average student for the entirety of the day. It's because I have been in a rut, and that is why I have started this accountability guide or journey, what you can say, in order to help with my accountability. So that is why I just worked only 143 minutes in a single day, and I have completed 42 pages. Now, if I show you real quick, the minimum, at least it is 28-29 pages one lecture. So here let it load. Yeah, see, 31 pages. 31 pages for one single lecture, which is lecture number 4. So similarly, each and every lecture has its own number of pages. For example, 30 pages, 20 pages. Approximately maths question answers and all, they are mostly 30 pages. And so that means I did over one note, which is one and probably one and a half, approximately 30, then 12. So approximately one and a half notes I have made, one and a half lectures I have completed. So now what I did was I calculated the efficiency, and efficiency, direct formula, C2 by B2, which means basically page completed divided by number of minutes worked. So what does that give me? It gives me how many pages of writing do I do in one single minute. Now, why is that important? It is important because it tells me whether I am fast or I am slow. As you can see in today's example, or I would say today's circumstance, I am very less efficient. It is 0.3 approximately, and the number should come in between 1 and 0. So 1 basically means I have completed 1 page per minute, and 0 is like 0 pages per minute. So as you can see, I have only completed 1.3 pages. I mean, sorry, 0.3 pages per minute, and which is very less actually if you think about it. So now you are probably asking to yourself, where does the gaming aspect of this come? Well, let me tell you. The gaming aspect comes like this. Today it is 0.3. Next day it probably will be 0.5. Let's say. Let's say it will be 0.5. Then the next day it will be 0.7. Then the next day it will be 0.4, etc., etc., so on and so forth. Now, what I am inferring from this is I can plot a graph of how much productive I am based on how much I can actually accomplish in a day, which basically means if I am efficient, let's say very much efficient at one day, let's say tomorrow I am very much efficient, I am at 0.7, and the next day I dip down to 0.5, then I will think to myself that my goodness, from 0.5 from 0.7 I have gone to 0.5, so I will try to improve my scores and probably end up at 0.6. Now, the numbers themselves are not important. What is important is I am trying to beat my previous self from yesterday, and hence I am getting more results. And that is the thing I wanted to share to all of you guys, that I found it so helpful. And so next week I will be posting on the same day, preferably Sundays, that is. And I have actually thought about it, because Sundays are more lighter than the other days compared to, you know, every day when I am having schools and all. So yeah, that is basically it. I hope you implement this tactic in some way and get your benefits too.